JFK by David T. Little to a libretto by Canadian librettist Royce Vavrek. An opera in 2 acts, which premiered on April 23, 2016 in Fort Worth, Texas, co-commissioned and co-produced by the Fort Worth Opera, Opéra de Montréal, and the American Lyric Theatre, presented for the first time in Canada. JFK for John F. Kennedy, an opera both spectacular and intimate, giving us a glimpse into the psychological meanderings of America's most legendary president. The final hours the U.S. president spent in the Hotel Texas before his assassination, a fascinating hallucination that explores human frailty in the face of an approaching tragic destiny. The opera JFK looks back at various periods in President Kennedy's life. Important moments from his first meeting with Jacqueline Bouvier to his confrontations with Khrushchev. JFK was written by American composer David T. Little to a libretto by Canadian librettist Royce Vavrek. David T. Little has a phenomenal talent for melody, for vocal ensemble, for creating atmospheres. His music is made of contrast, ranging from hard-hitting to dreamy, from surreal to stirringly and powerfully emotional. Canadian librettist Royce Vavrek was born in Alberta, initially studying cinema at Concordia University in Montreal, and then musical theatre in New York. Little and Vavrek met through the American Lyric Theatre Composer and Librettist Development Program, and have since collaborated on a number of works, from concert arias to operas, including Dog Days and JFK. John F. Kennedy, the ideal subject for an opera? Certainly, given the scale of the character, his extraordinary dimension, both on a personal level and publicly, as exemplified by his tumultuous relationship with his Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson. John F. Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States and, at only 43 years of age, was also the youngest president ever elected. During his 2 years as president, he demonstrated great tolerance and openness, vision, and remarkable self-control. American politics during the Kennedy years meant a Cold War with Russia, the constant threat of nuclear war, and a struggle to end discrimination and racism. Kennedy helped avoid a war and took steps to help in the fight against racism by urging the American public to view all men as equals. While the opera is indeed called JFK, and it depicts the last night of the life of John F. Kennedy, it remains quite focused on Jacqueline Bouvier, JFK's wife. In fact, she seems to play a more important role in the opera than her husband. Her suffering over the loss of her child leaves the entire opera tinged with melancholy, as does her immense but complicated love for her husband. Not only does the opera depict Jackie's life, it also imagines an encounter between the president's wife and her future self, Jackie Onassis. For Little and Vavrek, JFK is a portrait of the precipice, the fleeting moments of hope before a cosmic page turned, optimism faltered, and America was forced into a new and uncertain era. The opera is a portrayal of the man as we project our hopes, dreams, and fears upon him. The story is also our story, a story that draws us ever closer to our destinies and to that final moment, real or imagined. The Opéra de Montréal presents JFK by David T. Little to a libretto by Little and Vavrek. In the main roles, Matthew Worth as John F. Kennedy, Daniela Mack as Jackie Kennedy, Catherine Goldner as Jackie Onassis, Daniel Okulich as Lyndon B. Johnson. Stephen Osgood conducts the Orchestre Symphonique de Montréal and the Opéra de Montréal Chorus.